Callum, it's been a fantastic 18 months for yourself. Playing Italy with the under-21s in March last year, Martin and Roy Keane. Come to watch the game. The next time a squad is announced for the senior squad, it's the training squad ahead of Euro 2016 and you're named in it. And it's been a whirlwind since. How do you sum up the last 18 months?
I'd say they've been crazy. Crazy is probably the best word to sum up. Even after the Italy game, all the boys were well aware that the management were going to watch. Martin O'Neill actually called me after that game just to run through the game, and he said he'll be looking to get me in the future. So I did have a bit of an idea, but it was a nice surprise when the squad got announced. But yeah, it's been really good. I've managed to get 2 competitive appearances as well, along with the appearances other than that, and the start against Mexico, which really pops to mind as well. So it's so far so good.
Leading up to your debut, bringing you back to Fota Island, you were named kind of as a training member of the squad, but then the friendly international, you make your debut. How incredible was that couple of days?
Yeah, it was. It was a big few days because obviously I was playing for Oxford then in League Two, so I'm looking around at the place and everyone else is in the Premier League. So it was a big thing for me. Also boosted my confidence as well. It gave me the belief that I could mix it with these players, not only in what the leagues they were playing it, but on the international stage. So it was really good, and I really enjoyed it. Obviously the game against Belarus, and it wasn't a great performance, but just before the Euros. But for me to come on in that game, I couldn't have wished for anything more.
How special was that day? Obviously people don't forget their international debut, but what type of mementos do you still have? Do you have your jersey, for example?
Yeah, I probably have all my jerseys from all the games, but that one probably does stick to my mind the most because it was the first time I've entered the field of play in a senior men's shirt. So it was probably one of the biggest moments for me in my life.
When people, you mentioned League Two there, people talk about a step up to international football. What is the step up? Is it, obviously you've got better players, but is it technical? Mistakes are punished easier? What exactly is the step up?
I think it's probably all of it really. The one thing that springs to my mind was the intensity of it. I noticed in League Two, whether it be training, no disrespect to it, it wasn't as sharp as what I encountered when I came here. I noticed it from day one when I was mixing it with the boys, but even in the under-21 team, you could still notice the players, and I know a lot of them playing at high championship clubs as well. But there definitely was a step up, but I felt as if I adjusted to it quickly because I believed in myself. What
are the different styles that you've come up against? You obviously mentioned you started against Mexico, you played against Serbia the last day, you've played against Friday's opponents, Moldova. What exactly are the differences?
I think there's loads, especially the Mexico game. It was a tough game, especially I was playing centre mid with Daryl Horgan and Conor Jorge, and it was, they obviously had a lot of energy and they were running around like crazy. But it was tough, if I'm being honest. But the difference between the two teams, they have different styles, and that's the thing you have to adjust to, and the preparation is massive, I think. Because when you know you're playing against, whether it be Mexico or Moldova, we're going to have a lot of the ball more against Moldova, I think. So it's more about the preparation, I think, and how you go into the game, knowing what the game plan is and what the opponents are like.
The last time we played Moldova, the game was gridlocked at 1-1, and you come off the bench and we scored 2 late goals to get the win. You talked about a confidence booster before. That must be as good as it gets.
Yeah, it was. That was big for me as well. Probably to make my debut as well, competitive debut. It was massive. Going into that game, wasn't sure whether I was on the bench or not, and then to come on in a game like that and change it, it was probably one of the biggest moments in my career, I'd say, to make my competitive debut.
That was your competitive debut away from home. The last game in Serbia, you came off the bench for your home debut. The result wasn't to be, but the atmosphere was incredible that night in the Viva Stadium. How do you describe that experience?
The Serbia game was probably a mix for me, a mix of emotions. Obviously the result wasn't that great at all, but also happy to get on and get another cap and be at the Aviva, but obviously disappointed in the result, if I'm being honest. I know we can put it right in these 2 games, but ideally we wanted to do a lot better, and I think we know in ourselves that we weren't up to the standards of what we set.
Does that game show the fine margins that there are at this level? You very nearly had an assist for a penalty with a great cross in for Darryl Murphy. Now we've 2 big games coming up. How ruthless do we have to be?
I think we have to be. I think ruthless is the word. I think the Serbia game, I think we were much better than we were against Georgia. But even the Georgia game, I think that's a game we need to be winning. Before talking about Serbia, I think we were poor against Georgia, and we know it. And obviously, I think we were better in the first half, probably better overall as a team, but it doesn't matter. The only thing that does matter is the 3 points. So the 2 games we've got now, purely focusing on Moldova first, we can hopefully set things right.
We always hear that football's a squad game, but not just the 30 players that are in with the squad at the moment. We're having injured players coming in. You've seen David Moyler come in the past, John Walters, James Coleman. How strong is the team spirit in this squad, and how is that going to help us over the 2 games?
The team spirit is massive. Even you look at Seamus, I think if you need motivation, you look at him, what he's done for us, what he's put his body on the line for us. And if you need any motivation to qualify for the World Cup, it's probably for him. You want to do it for him. I think he deserves to play in a massive championship again. And obviously it's difficult with him because he can't be on the pitch to do it himself. So to have him in and around the camp, not only for the support, I think for the motivation to look what we can do to get him there, I think that's key.